You must understand, pornography does not mean sexuality. It's a kind of a sickness that you're developing. When I say sickness, sexuality is not a sickness, it's part of our making. We are here because of that. We are not here for that, we are here because of that. We are born out of it. So it's not a question of right and wrong. It's just that for every other creature, nature controlled their sexuality because their sexuality is seasonal. Rest of the time, they don't even know who is male, who is female. So nature controlled them. Why do you think nature took away that control from you? Because it believed that you got little more brains, but you're trying to prove you don't have that. Because at a young age, if you watch those things, nothing else will be happening in your head. So in this process, I would say women have a much bigger responsibility and a need to stop these things because nobody's saying anything about it. And now they're beginning to say it is fashionable even for women also to watch about it. Somebody is saying this is sex education. No, it is none of those things. Because of whatever little bit of fight that has happened or struggles that women have gone through, a certain amount of physical freedom has come to you. You're throwing it away with pornography. That means you're anyway an object. If you want to become a being, you must protest against this, not on the streets, wherever you see it. You must stop it right there. You must understand this is not about somebody's joy, somebody's enjoyment, somebody's pleasure. This is about objectifying a woman, making a thing out of you. If women don't take this, that much is not there in the man's head yet, unless they evolve. And especially I've met hundreds of them, early age, they've gone into these things and how distorted they've become and how they suffer within themselves. Tomorrow, to have meaningful relationships with people around them, they become so sick, I don't even want to say these things in front of you. The kind of things they have told me, what they go through because they got addicted to this thing, when they were very young. So how do I get rid of it? You must understand this. As I told you, nature released you from a certain binding, thinking you are a conscious life, that you will do everything consciously. It did not mean that you are supposed to be doing just that all the time, reproductive activity. So, it's not about pleasure, it's not about joy, it's not about love, it is just a compulsiveness. If you do not understand compulsiveness is slavery, then what to do with you? You don't understand that compulsiveness is slavery, consciousness is the only liberation we have. So, there is no need to give it up. Just no need to go there, that's all. What is there to give it up? Is it happening here? No, it's happening in my head. See, your head is like that, whatever you imprint this with, that's what will happen. This is the nature of your head. You must understand, every technology, every convenience that comes to you, you want to use it for your own destruction. Oh, what is the harm, Sadhguru? This is the harm. Your mothers and your sisters and every other woman who's around you, you are reducing them into objects. I'm not telling all of you become brahmacharis and go somewhere. No, that's only for certain people who have the capacity to do that. But you must conduct your life in a dignified manner. Where is the dignity in this? Where is the dignity for the woman in a pornography? So you think by denying dignity for half the population on the planet, human population on the planet, you think you'll find some pleasure? Disgusting. So, this is not a moral issue, this is a psychological sickness issue, you understand? It's a mental health issue. So, it is not morality, you are becoming mentally sick. Just because you see something ugly and say hee among friends, don't think you're doing something great. You're doing the dumbest thing that's possible. If you don't get my point, whatever pornography that's happening there, put your mother's face on that lady who's there. I was just talking to somebody who's some kind of an expert on the internet and stuff. I said, what's happening? I never get to browse or see anything, so I was asking, what are people looking for, what is it? And he's saying it like it's a matter of fact. He's saying that 70% is only pornography. 70% of the internet traffic is pornography. I don't know if this percentage is correct, but if it's anywhere near that, I mean, what's happened to us? When such a powerful medium that we can communicate with the entire world don't we have anything better to say? I'm not trying to be moralistic and say this is wrong, that is wrong. But I'm saying, for the first time in the history of humanity, we have this capability that we can say something to the entire world in one shot. Never before this was even imaginable, isn't it? I want you to understand, you've just taken it for granted, your whatever Instagrams and WhatsApps and Twitters and emails, don't take it for granted. This is the first time that we can communicate to every human being on the planet. Is it not important? The highest possibilities get to them. Three biggest industries on the planet are, the first, number one industry is arms and armaments. Number two is alcohol and tobacco put together. Number three is pharmaceuticals. This says everything about us, what kind of people we are, isn't it? And on the internet is pornography. We as a generation should not let this opportunity pass. We should not let these sex maniacs, child sellers to dominate this world. How can we allow people who sell children to do dirty things with them to dominate this planet? Tell me, we are allowing them to do it. We don't have to fight them. Everybody thinks we have to fight. No, we have to overwhelm them with positive things.
The problem with humans, especially nowadays, is the lack of ability to do anything in moderation. Consumption of porn is done excessively among individuals in today's time. Although engaging in the consumption of pornography is not wholly bad, it is also not wholly good. It is okay for you to watch a little porn, and it is okay if you find yourself coming back for more. However, watching something frequently and watching something obsessively are different. The issue is not the consumption of porn. The issue is that of excessive consumption of porn, especially among the youth. Earlier, not only was pornography material hard to come by, but they were also mostly consumed by individuals of certain age. That is not the case anymore. Nowadays, children as young as 10 and sometimes even lower tend to engage in pornographic consumption. Despite efforts to implement age verification systems and parental controls, many pornographic websites do not have robust mechanisms in place to prevent underage individuals from accessing explicit content. This lack of effective restrictions leaves young people vulnerable to stumbling upon or intentionally seeking out explicit material that may not be suitable for their age and development stage. There are various ways in which one can consume pornographic materials. One can read it in a storybook. One can read a manga or comic that is just about that. One can watch movies that have certain soft pornographic scenes. Or studies have shown that pornography can influence attitudes toward consent and boundaries. Some pornographic content portrays non-consensual or coercive sexual acts, blurring the lines between fantasy and reality. Exposure to such material can normalize or trivialize sexual violence, leading to a distorted understanding of consent and the importance of respecting personal boundaries.